right, guys, we're Conserve the Right. My name's Ashley.
I'm Philip. This is Cutie.
We have a special guest today. If you've watched our videos earlier this week, you might have heard her yelling in the background. So we decided she can just be in this video.
She usually says, "Wah!"
Yes, yeah.
That's fine.
This is our first installment of News of the Week. So we're going to talk about a few things this week. We're going to talk about the school scandal, the celebrities and rich people fudging SAT scores to get into college. We're going to talk about Warren's Facebook ad. We're going to talk about
Facebook ad.
Elizabeth Warren's Facebook ad, yes. And Tucker Carlson versus Media Matters. AFL-CIO versus Ocasio-Cortez. And if we got time, we might talk about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard scandal.
Is that Purple New Deal thing?
Purple New Deal, yeah, just that. So first, we're going to talk about the school scandal. Honestly, I don't understand why everybody thinks it's a big deal. Rich people are paying to get their kids into college. Like, is anybody surprised? I don't understand why this is a huge scandal.
Well, it's a huge scandal because it's illegal.
I mean, I know, but
it's also a huge scandal because these are the people that are out there bitching about white privilege.
See, I actually think it's the opposite. I think it's a big scandal because people think that exemplifies white privilege. But for one, we don't know that all the people that got into those schools were white. And for two, the whole idea of white privilege is just absolutely ridiculous. There's rich privilege. There's absolutely, you have a privilege if you're born rich. But even if you're born rich, you still have your own, issues and stuff to deal with in your family. It just happens that money's not one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. Everybody is born with advantages. Like, I had an advantage because my dad stuck around. Not everybody has that, but we didn't have money or...
That's pretty cool. You must have an awesome dad.
Yeah, he's all right.
He must be pretty cool.
But, the whole idea of privilege is ridiculous to me. Like, everybody has advantages and disadvantages. All right, so our second topic is going to be Elizabeth Warren's Facebook ad. So if you haven't been following the many, many, many candidates running for the Democratic nomination for president in 2020, Elizabeth Warren is one of the people who have declared running for president. And she ran an ad on Facebook where she was basically advertising that she wanted to break up these big tech monopolies.
Like Facebook.
Like Facebook. So in the ad, she used the Facebook logo, and Facebook took down her ad. Well, she tried to claim that it was big tech trying to censor her, and Facebook put it back on. But much like the first story, I think that this is a huge nothing burger. I think that you don't have to be able to make a Facebook ad. And if you try to put an ad on my channel where you're talking about how much I suck, I'm probably not going to take that ad. And you can't make me air it. So I don't understand why everybody got mad about this. What I do find interesting, though, is that Elizabeth Warren is bringing up this stuff against big tech. Because usually it's only conservatives that are talking about the problems with these huge tech monopolies. AOC talked a little bit about Amazon, but I don't really see that as a big tech monopoly. And if you break up Amazon, I'm going to be pissed, because the reason that Amazon is so good and so fast and so helpful is because all of their different things are connected. If you try to break that into a bunch of smaller companies, it's going to become slower. The products are going to become worse. It's just... I don't understand. What do you think about the big tech monopolies?
So I'm going to come at this from a different angle. I don't care. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Look, you can call them a monopoly if you want to, but did you call Walmart a monopoly? Because Walmart was doing pretty damn good until Amazon. Do you think there's not going to be another company that comes along that challenges Amazon? Do you think there's not going to be another company that comes along that challenges Facebook?
That's what I think the biggest.
Maybe something called MySpace. I don't know.
You know, that's what I think about this whole tech monopoly thing. Like, people act like once you become a Fortune 500 company, you just stay the biggest company in the world forever. That is not true. That changes all the time. Companies go bankrupt. Companies, you know, get out competed. Walmart's losing business to Amazon. Now Walmart's still doing fine. They're not going to go bankrupt anytime soon. But you know, the positions on who's doing well and who's not doing well changes, and the competition is good. I personally like Amazon a lot more than I like Walmart because I get to shop from home. They send everything to my door. I can find the prices just as good, if not cheaper. It's connected to everything else. I have a little speaker in my house that I can tell to add things to my shopping list. It's wonderful. I love Amazon.
Good right now picture. You know what the long run picture is? Truth of the matter is, all they want is control. You want proof? Guess what? There used to not be an income tax, so we didn't have the IRS. You know what? There used to not be television, so we didn't have the FCC. All right? We used to not have to worry about people flying planes into our buildings. Now we have Homeland Security. I'm just saying, they're always looking to grow government in another way. Yeah, I mean that's the honest truth. Because these guys have all this money, they must have all this power. We must show them that the government is the biggest power.
No, do you know?
Yes.
No, most of these big companies want regulation because Walmart or Amazon can eat the cost. Do you know who can't eat the cost? Anybody who wants to start a business to compete with them.
Okay, I get that, but you're going back to her point, and I'm sorry, that's
no, I
crap.
don't believe that they should. I don't believe that they should be regulated. I don't believe they should be regulated because if you regulate them, it doesn't actually hurt them. It hurts the small businesses who are trying to compete against them. So regulating them would be anti-competitive. I don't think they're anti-competitive the way they are. I think Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are not monopolies. I think they compete against each other. I don't know many people who use Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram unless they're some kind of company.
I use almost neither.
I use none of them. I'm not on Twitter. I got banned off Twitter a long time ago, and I just never went back on. I get on Facebook about once every 6 months to put pictures of put pictures of my kids up for my parents. Instagram, I never got into because look, I was going through my Facebook the other day. Do you know how many selfies I have? Pictures of just me? None.
0?
None. I don't have a single selfie on there. I was looking for one of them face app things. So I'm just not an Instagram person.
So, but anyway, that should be a non-story. Go away. Leave Amazon alone before you piss everybody off.
Yeah, like you pissed off all those people, like AOC pissed off all those people in New York when she ran Amazon out of New York.
What a good segue.
Yeah.
That was a good segue. So,
well, it's a worse segue if you point out that it was a good segue. Another thing that AOC has gotten in trouble with recently.
Better at this than me.
So there was this big, you know, when she got in trouble for rallying against. She thought that a tax break was giving them money, so they ran away from New York and didn't create any jobs there. So, and then, you know, she released the Green New Deal, which plans to eliminate all fossil fuel use in the next 12 years.
You know what other green it eliminates?
Money.
How much money you're making.
Yeah. So, the AFL-CIO, which is a huge labor union representative group, has come out strongly against the Green New Deal. They said it would kill their jobs.
Wait, they love liberals, right?
Yes, unions are very, very strong Democrats, but I think that that's changing. I really do. I think that that's changing. I'm completely fine with private unions. I wouldn't be a part of one because I think that they demand unrealistic labor wages, and then the company just goes out of business anyway. So I wouldn't be a part of a union, but I completely support their existence, specifically for cases like this, where you have the labor unions coming out and calling out the government saying, we need you to quit trying to. They basically came out and said, we have been working ourselves on finding ways to find more renewable energy, find more clean energy, and they've made a lot of really great strides in the past 15 years. And they don't want them to destroy the economy and eliminate hundreds of thousands of jobs for an unrealistic, ridiculous goal. She talked about eliminating planes and doing high-speed rail. Like, well, you're just going to say fuck off to Hawaii? Because there's not a rail to Hawaii. You have to fly out there.
You can float.
Well, you could float. It takes a long time.
Yeah. So, but she was upset because she was the only person that's come up with any of these ideas, right? So, that's what they're pissed off about.
That is what they're messed up.
We were doing this shit when you were changing diapers, and you're going to say nobody's been working on it?
Like the founder of Greenpeace. One of the founders of Greenpeace actually came out and called her a condescending little twit because of the Green New Deal. Because he said that she doesn't know what she's talking about. She hasn't done any research in these areas. She's completely illiterate about Green New Deals. All she knows is like bumper sticker slogans. Like she doesn't actually know anything about, what could possibly be a solution to these problems.
Right. Like the people with the fish, right?
Yes. Like the people with the fish.
So you have no idea what we're talking about. You gotta watch our other videos.
If you watch our previous video, you'll see what we're talking about. So another thing that's been in the news this week is the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. So it originally came out that Amber Heard accused Johnny Depp of abuse. She said that he was abusive and he lost a bunch of jobs, and she gained a bunch of jobs. And this has been like a year ago, at least, probably more than that this happened. And I guess he just didn't want to get involved in the gossip of it, but he finally sued her. And it came out that he's got pictures, he's got police testimony, he's got 37 witnesses. He submitted a whole bunch of footage from the security cameras in his house. She almost chopped off his finger. Like, there is very clear evidence that she was 100% the aggressor and the abuser in the relationship.
Which brings me to one of the things that we want you guys to comment about. Let us know how many of you are actually surprised that there are women that are violent towards men and blame it on them, and how many are not surprised. They've seen this before.
I would be very curious to know that. I actually had a discussion with my class a couple weeks ago. All right.
She's being very violent with that piece of paper right now.
She's destroying our notes. But we were talking about the fact that I don't personally know any men who think it's totally fine to hit a woman. Like, I don't know any man who at least admits to believing that. But I know plenty of women who will very openly say that they'll slap their man in the face. They don't care. And that is a huge double standard that we have in this country. And then if you watch a movie, it's always the dad. It's always the dad that's the aggressor. It's always the dad that's drinking and being abusive. And in real life, the numbers are a lot closer to equal than they're portrayed to be. So, all right, guys. Well, that's the news of the week. If you have a specific story you want us to talk about, let us know in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe if you want more. Say bye, Reese. Say bye-bye.
Bye, Reese. Oh, not me.
No, people's not going nowhere. Bye, guys.